Most men don't realize this, but the very reason their erections have weakened over time might be sitting right there in a glass. You see, every week in my clinic, men in their 60s and 70s come to me asking about testosterone, blood flow, and energy. But what if I told you that before we talk about pills or treatments, we need to talk about water? I'm Dr. James. I've spent over 30 years helping men restore their sexual vitality naturally, without shame, drugs, or gimmicks. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Sometimes the most powerful solution is the one you've overlooked the longest. The way you drink water could be quietly draining your energy, thickening your blood, and lowering your testosterone. And chances are no one has ever told you that before. In this video, I'll reveal how to drink water the right way to support firm, consistent erections, along with better sleep, sharper focus, and more energy throughout your day. I'll show you 5 science-based water habits, explain why circulation is the real key to performance, and expose the hidden mistakes most older men make with every sip. And near the end, I'll share one simple trick that could help you reclaim the kind of strength and stamina you haven't felt in years. Let's get started. What you're about to learn might just change the way you drink for good. Before we continue, if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any future tips designed to help you feel stronger, healthier, and more confident every day. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let me know how I can improve. I'm here to serve you. All right, let's start with the foundation, because before we can fix anything, we need to understand the real role water plays in your body. It's far more than just hydration. In fact, water is the hidden engine behind your blood flow, energy, and yes, your ability to get and maintain a strong erection. 1. Why water matters more than you think. I still remember a conversation I had with a 68-year-old patient named Tom. He came into my office frustrated, almost embarrassed. His words stuck with me. He said, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore. It's like my body's forgotten how to work." Now, Tom had tried pills, exercises, even testosterone patches. Nothing seemed to help, so I asked him a simple question. How much water are you drinking each day? He laughed and said, "I drink coffee, some iced tea, that counts, right?" That moment says it all. Most men simply don't realize how vital water is to their performance. They think hydration is about dry lips or avoiding heat stroke, but that's just the surface. At a cellular level, water is everything. Your blood, the very fuel that powers your erection, is made mostly of water. When you're dehydrated even just slightly, your blood becomes thicker and moves more sluggishly. That means your heart has to work harder to push it through your body, and that includes the vessels that supply your penis. It's not just about mechanics. Dehydration sends your body into stress mode. That means more cortisol, your primary stress hormone, and when cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. So now we're talking about a double hit, poor blood flow and hormone imbalance. That's a recipe for weaker, less reliable erections, often mistaken as just getting older. But here's the good news. Water is the easiest thing to fix. And when you fix it the right way, your body starts working with you again, not against you. You might notice better energy, sharper focus, and yes, even stronger, longer-lasting firmness. Now, if you think just drinking more water is enough, think again. Because how you drink it matters just as much as how much. In fact, most men do it wrong, and it's quietly ruining their results. Let's uncover those hidden habits next. 2. How most older men sabotage their own circulation. I'll be honest with you, this is the part that frustrates me most as a doctor, because what I'm about to say isn't complicated, but it's something I see men ignore again and again. And not because they don't care, but because no one ever told them it mattered. Let me paint a picture. You're standing by the sink, thirsty after mowing the lawn or walking the dog. You grab a cold bottle of water, unscrew the cap, and chug the whole thing in less than 10 seconds. Then you rush back into your day. That's normal, right? That's staying hydrated, right? Not quite. See, that habit, drinking too fast, standing up, using cold water, seems harmless. But over time, it works against your circulation in ways you don't see until it's too late. When you gulp down water like that, your body doesn't absorb it properly. It flushes through your system instead of hydrating your cells and soft tissues. And cold water? It constricts blood vessels, which is the exact opposite of what you want when you're trying to encourage better flow where it counts most. The older we get, the more sensitive our systems become to these small behaviors. The body isn't as forgiving as it used to be. I've seen men with great diets, good sleep, and no major health issues still struggle with soft or short-lived erections, simply because their hydration habits were off. It's not about drinking more water. It's about drinking water smarter. And once you start doing it right, the body starts responding in surprising ways. Now, here's where things get even more interesting, because beyond how you drink water, there's a handful of specific habits that can actually train your body to absorb and use that water for better blood flow and performance. Let me show you the 5 that every man should know. 3. The 5 water habits that can boost your erection naturally. After working with thousands of older men, I've learned something simple but powerful. Your body wants to work properly. It wants to circulate blood, produce testosterone, give you energy, and support strong, reliable erections. But it needs the right conditions, and that includes how you hydrate. I once told a patient named Richard, 72, to stop chugging water from a bottle every morning like he was racing the clock. Instead, I gave him 5 small shifts to try. Just 5. He was skeptical, but within a week he called me and said, "Doc, I don't know what's happening, but I'm waking up feeling alive again." These habits aren't difficult, they're just different. First, sip your water slowly instead of drinking it all at once. Your body can only absorb so much at a time, and anything extra just gets flushed away. When you sip, you hydrate your tissues, not just your bladder. Second, sit down when you drink. That might sound odd, but it puts your body in a relaxed state, which improves digestion and circulation. Little change, big result. Third, take a moment to hold water in your mouth and mix it with saliva. That's how your body starts processing what you drink right from the first second. Fourth, avoid ice-cold water. Warm or room temperature water is far more supportive of blood flow and internal balance, especially for aging organs like the liver and kidneys. And finally, be mindful of when you drink. Not too close to meals and not before bed. Timing makes a real difference. These 5 shifts work together like a system, each one making the others stronger. Most men never hear this, and yet it could be one of the most natural ways to improve your sexual health without effort or embarrassment. But how much water is enough? And how can you tell if you're truly hydrated or overdoing it? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. 4. How much water should you drink daily? This is probably the question I hear the most from men over 60. "Doc, just tell me how much water I really need. Give me a number." And while I understand the need for something simple, the truth is, hydration isn't one size fits all. Still, let's start with a clear baseline. For most older men, aiming for about 2.5 to 3 liters of water a day, or roughly 10 to 12 cups, is a solid target. But here's where it gets personal. Your body size, your level of physical activity, the climate where you live, and even your medications can all influence how much water you truly need. I remember a patient named Gerald who thought he was drinking enough. He'd keep a big plastic jug on his desk and force himself to finish it by dinner. But he always felt bloated, tired, and constantly running to the bathroom. After some gentle coaching, he stopped focusing on volume and started paying attention to his body's signals. We looked at one simple indicator: his urine color. Pale yellow meant he was hydrated. Dark yellow meant he needed more water. Completely clear all day? That told us he might be overdoing it. Your body will tell you what it needs, if you learn how to listen. And once you do, hydration becomes effortless. You stop forcing it and instead support your body in a way that feels natural. This daily balance of water is what keeps your blood flowing, your hormones stable, and your mind clear. But there's one more layer to this: what happens when water combines with certain foods, especially fruits rich in moisture. What most men do next could either support their digestion or completely throw it off. Let's talk about that. 5. Be smart with water-rich fruits. Now here's something that surprises a lot of men. Even when you're eating healthy, yes, even when you're doing everything right, you might still be unknowingly interrupting your digestion and hydration balance. One of the most overlooked mistakes, drinking water too soon after eating water-rich fruits. I had a patient, Robert, 66, who was proud of his fruit habit. Every morning, he'd have a big bowl of watermelon, cantaloupe, and orange slices. He followed it with a tall glass of cold water, thinking he was giving his body exactly what it needed to start the day strong. But after eating, he'd often feel bloated, heavy, and sluggish. It puzzled him until we made one small change. You see, fruits like watermelon, oranges, grapes, and cucumbers already carry a high water content. They hydrate your body naturally while delivering fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. But when you immediately follow those fruits with extra water, you dilute your stomach's digestive enzymes. That slows down digestion and, for some men, even leads to gas, bloating, or discomfort. Not to mention, it prevents your body from fully absorbing the nutrients those fruits offer. The solution is simple. Give your body space. Let at least 30 to 60 minutes pass after eating water-rich fruits before you drink more fluids. That way, you're honoring the body's natural process instead of overwhelming it. Making this small adjustment can improve how you feel after meals and boost your overall nutrient absorption, which in turn supports energy, metabolism, and yes, better sexual performance. But even with perfect hydration and digestion, none of it matters if your body isn't circulating properly. There's a deeper biological reason why blood flow slows down with age, and it's the missing link most men never hear about. Let's go there next. 6. The science is simple, but powerful. There's a moment I always look forward to with my patients, the moment they realize the science isn't complicated, that they don't need a medical degree or a cabinet full of supplements to feel like themselves again. That moment is powerful, because it's when hope returns. I remember talking to Bill, 73, a quiet man who'd spent years blaming age for everything he was feeling. Low energy, brain fog, weaker performance. He told me, "Doc, I guess this is just how it goes after 70. But I showed him something different. I explained how simple hydration, done right, can spark a chain reaction through the entire body. It wasn't flashy, but it was real. You see, when your body is hydrated the right way, steadily, consistently, and mindfully, it begins to restore balance. Blood vessels become more flexible. Nitric oxide levels rise naturally, helping those vessels open up and carry blood where it needs to go. The liver and kidneys, which help regulate your hormone levels, start functioning more efficiently. That alone can lead to more stable testosterone. And beyond the physical benefits, there's the way you feel. More clear-headed, more grounded, more in control of your body again. These changes don't happen with one glass of water, but over days and weeks your body notices. You sleep better, you recover faster, your confidence starts to return, not because of a pill, but because your body is finally getting what it needs. So yes, the science is simple, but it's not small. And when it starts working, it feels like a part of you is waking back up. But now that you understand how hydration impacts performance, hormones, and energy, what's the next step? How do you put it all together in a daily routine that actually sticks? That's exactly where we're headed next. 7. Your next steps. This is the part that really matters, because knowing something and doing something are two different things. You've now seen how powerful proper hydration can be. But here's what I've learned after decades of working with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. It's the small, consistent actions that create the biggest change. I once had a patient named Frank. He was 67, retired, and tired of feeling invisible in his own body. We didn't start with anything extreme, just a plan to drink water more mindfully, apply the 5 habits I shared with you earlier, and pay attention to how his body responded. Within 2 weeks, he felt different, more alert in the mornings, less stiff in his joints, and as he told me with a smile, things started working again in the bedroom. What I want you to understand is that you don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Just begin. Start sipping water slowly instead of gulping. Sit when you drink. Avoid cold water right out of the fridge. Give your body a chance to absorb what it needs instead of rushing it. These habits aren't just about water, they're about slowing down and caring for your body with intention. And while you may not notice dramatic results overnight, stay with it. Day by day, these small shifts build on each other. You're training your body to operate like it once did, when it was more efficient, more responsive, and more powerful. But now that we've laid the foundation, it's time to bring everything together. Because in the end, this isn't just about hydration, it's about reclaiming confidence, connection, and the vitality you thought was gone. In the final moments, I want to leave you with something that ties it all together. Don't miss what's coming next. 8. Final thoughts. If there's one thing I hope you take away from all of this, it's that your body hasn't given up on you. It's simply been waiting for you to give it what it needs. Every step we've talked about, from understanding the role of water in blood flow, to the 5 daily hydration habits, to avoiding small but common mistakes, all of it adds up. This isn't theory. This is practical, doable, and it works, especially for men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. I've watched it happen too many times to doubt it. Men who felt tired, disconnected, and frustrated start to feel alive again, more focused, more engaged, and more confident in their own skin. Not because they found some miracle cure, but because they started doing the basics right. And water, as simple as it sounds, is the foundation. You don't have to fix everything today. Just start by drinking with more intention. Let your body relearn what it means to be supported. Let your energy, your strength, and yes, your performance come back naturally. And if this message has meant something to you, if it's sparked even the smallest sense of hope, then I'd say we're already on the right path. Stay consistent, stay curious, and most of all, stay connected to yourself. If you found this message helpful, I'd be truly grateful if you took a moment to like this video and share it with someone you care about. Maybe a friend, a brother, or even your grown son. You never know who needs to hear this right now. And I'd love to hear from you too. Drop a comment below and let me know what stood out to you the most, or what you'd like me to cover in future videos. Your feedback helps guide what I create next, and it lets me know that these words are landing where they're needed most. If you'd like to support this work and help me keep making honest, no-nonsense health content for men like you, consider making a small donation. Every bit helps, and it goes directly toward creating more videos, research, and resources to help you stay strong and healthy, naturally. Thank you for being here, for taking your health seriously, and for showing up for yourself today. I truly appreciate it.